Hello, survivors. Welcome to 7 Days to Die 2.0. I am fantastic Mr. Floating Ghost. And, well, we have a Horde base showcase today. I've been testing this thing out and refining it. And, boy, let me tell you, they changed the zombie behaviors. Let's get out of this mode here. And now they have crawl mechanics. So they can crawl through 1 meter square, right? The player can't, but they can. And I'm okay with that. We're playing a zombie game here. It's supposed to be fun and challenging. And I appreciate the challenge. So I have my tried, true, and tested kind of like a fall base. Well, it's not a cheese fall base. The zombies still have the opportunity to get to me and whack on the base, and it gives me time to whack them before they get through and kill me. So this right here, and I have all the blocks here, just in case you're wondering. The cobblestone pole side centered. Well, the cobblestone you don't need to, it can be concrete, it could be steel or whatever. So we have pole side centered. That's what this is right here. And then over here, I have 2 blocks combined. And the block here is also this one in its normal state. So if we go to here, you'll see that this is normal rotation right here. And what we do is press and hold R, go into advanced right here. And then it will rotate along that same path. And then it flips. So this is how we get this block right here. So it's basically sideways. So the advanced rotation is how we get that. The next block here is on the top. And now I have advanced rotation on, but that's how it looks. And you'll notice that this block that I found here is how I am able to get it to pop above. So I'm going to get the digger tool out here, or whatever you want to call it. I'm going to pop this one out, and you'll see that the block, this little block here, is kind of connected to the edge of the bigger block here. We'll get into these in a second. And this, coupled with this other block that I found, which is right here. And this one is the plate half incline offset. The reason I went with this one is because when you're using the various melee weapons that I have down below in the hotbar, it gives you a little more room to smack the zombies. There is one issue, though, with the taller male zombies. You really can't get a good headshot in on them. But it's kind of, you have to deal with it. You can still get them, but, you're going to be hitting body shots. But the way this base operates, and you'll see how this goes, they fall quite a bit. They're going to be able to whack on the zombie, your base a little bit, and then, you'll be able to beat on them. So the whole point of this base is for 7 days, 14 days, and then 21. And then you get electrical traps, and you'll be able to, kind of scale back a little bit. So, for example, this plate here that I have listed, the half plate, plate half incline offset, I would probably remove this once I get electrical traps. And all you need is 2 electrical traps, the electrical fence posts, and you go down at an angle. I'm not going to get into that right now because this base is mainly day 7, day 14, day 21, say, because you may not be able to get to a trader, which is right over there. Rect may not have the electrical traps for you, and you definitely won't be able to get the books in 21 days. It's kind of impossible unless you cheat them in. So anyway, one thing, let's keep going on the blocks here. So you'll notice that I have, let's get out of that because it's noisy here. I have the blocks here as well, and that's to keep the zombies under control. So they're not able to do a lot of jumping around. Now, they do get kind of caught up into this area sometimes here, because if you have a flood of zombies, one will pop one on top of the head of the other, which is kind of stupid, but that's just how the physics work in the game. You just have to deal with it. But there sometimes we'll get a zombie up here. You're still able to whack the zombie with your weapon, though. So there's no problems there. So that's why there's 2 here, is to keep them under control, but nothing is perfect. You know, you're not going to have a perfect horde base. You're always going to have issues. All right, I'm going to get rid of this thing here. And then this one right here. What I'm going to do is type, or press and hold R, copy shape and rotation, and then just place it back on in. And there we go. So this is 3 wide for your, you know, your character to be able to move around a little bit, but primarily you're going to be standing in one spot here. Let's go inside now, and you'll notice I have bars here. That's just so I could see out, you know. There are better bars than these, and the ones I've selected here are the cobblestone bars and the corner. There are different variations of, there's ladders and all this other stuff. I just went with this one so we can see out. I don't want to feel claustrophobic right now. And then I got my door here. So let's get into these blocks here. So I'm going to pull out my digger, and we're going to have the repair tool here. So I have a cobblestone half cube and a cobblestone quarter cube. The quarter cube is right here, and that allows for you to repair this center block right here. This one is what they're going to be beating on. It's the first line of defense, basically. When they knock this one out right here, if they do, or this, well, they don't really hit the top one. You're going to hit it with your weapon more than the zombies. So the main focus here is this pole, the quarter block, or yeah, quarter block, and this top one here. So the reason I have this one, the cube quarter, is so that I have an access point to repair this pole. And this one here, I can just repair, you know, standing here. And then we got the half blocks on either side. So this is what the half block is right here. Cobblestone cube half. And the reason that I went with these blocks is because I was testing the knife. And if you have the full block, you will not be able to hit the zombies because you'll be further back. You'll be able to tap a couple here and there, but if you want to do a knife build, using the full block will not work very well. So that's why I went with the half and the quarter, because then now I can get the zombies with the knife. Now I am more interested in a sledgehammer build, because the sledgehammer has now gotten the books. Let's test this out with a zombie horde that's, well, it's not a zombie horde. This is just to test the pathing, see what they do. We will test this under a horde base, or a horde knight. We're going to bring in zombie Arlenes here. There they are. And I'm going to pull my gun down to get their attention here because they are dumb. So this is the difference between a horde knight and not a horde knight, is that the zombies are, they're hunting you on horde knight. Oh, and then they're going to be whacking on the sides here. Come on. Oh, I got to do this here. Here we go. Yeah, I forgot. So I got to get them coming to me. Q, come on, Q. There we go. Get in. Okay. So between these two blocks here, as I mentioned, this one, the side-centered, the cube pole side-centered, and all these other, and this block here, this one right here, the incline. What happens is the zombies now cannot crawl through and get me. But as you can see, I can hit them. And you got to be careful. Like I said, you might hit this top part if you're too high up, and you may hit this on the bottom if you're too low. So as you can see, I can smack them with this particular build. So let's get to you and you, and get the repair out. And you'll see that it is taking a hit here. And pretty much the only two blocks that take hits is this one and potentially this one here. So your focus should be repairing the pole there. But you do have a secondary defense right here. So now we can do the club here, and you can see that we're able to smack them. And the other test is, oh, you see I hit it, the power attack. I don't have a good stamina for this one here. There we go. So then you want to switch to your repair tool, repair the block that you hit and the ones that the zombies hit. The spear is a no-brainer. Obviously, you're going to be able to just decimate these zombies on Horde Night. And with Penetrator book, there's a book for the spear that will allow you to penetrate multiple zombies with the spear. Power attack, amazing with this base here. It would be pretty good. Now we have the fists, so we can, obviously get to them. The power attack those girls there. See, look at their raging over there for some reason. They do that. They'll get confused. All right, now the knife, obviously. Now, what I like about the knife in this base is you get the bleed attack. So all you gotta do is get one hit on them and get them bleeding, and they get knocked down. When they get knocked down, they're bleeding on their way back to you, so they might even die on their way back, which is awesome. So this is a really good knife base, I think. And you need these half blocks here in order to reach the zombies with the knife. This is the only weapon where you have to make this modification. If you're just doing a sledgehammer, club, spear, or the even this one here, we got the stun baton as well. So the knife is the only weapon that you'll need to do the half blocks. So yeah, don't worry about anything. Oh, see, I moved a little bit there. Oh, and they can hit you if you're too close. So you want to make sure, you want to get your range there, and then have your repair tool out, to top off these. Okay, well, let's end this chickie. Oh wait, let's get out of God mode here. Slam. Okay. Now, what I want to do, let's get our killer weapon out here. This is the zombie ender here. We'll go into God mode so I can get rid of these girls here. Oh, and one thing that, I don't know if I mentioned, oh, I leveled up. Oh, we got some body parts over here. One thing I wanted to mention here is the cost of this base. This is doable on before day 7 Horde. I've done it. Now, what you want to do, where are you? Get out of here. Okay. What you want to do is build, I've heard 2 numbers. 11 from Mr. Reach and 15 from Jay Woodle. Okay, I'm going to go with the 15 from Jay Woodle. You want to be up 15 high because when the zombies drop, they don't go into rage mode. So what's 4 more blocks? It's nothing compared to being safe on a Horde night, right? So I don't know how high I went. This is just a demonstration. I'm not looking for testing the rage mode of the zombies. I'm looking for the pathing and the crawl feature here that we now have in 2.0. So the first thing that I want to mention here is that we have 3 pillars, and then we have a base. We also have bird defense being the wood spikes. So that's kind of a necessity on any Horde base up till you get the shotgun turrets that are automatic and they'll shoot the birds down. I think the spikes are far more effective than the shotgun turrets, but it's very difficult to get up here to repair them. So shotgun turrets, I think, are pretty good for, Horde Nights going, further out. And everything gets tougher as you go anyway. So the ramp is not needed until day 14, potentially, because you're going to get dogs by then. And you might get lucky and not get dogs till, say, day 21. But chances are you will not see a dog on day 7. So build the ramp after, unless you have time. And you'll notice that I have ladders here. These are cobblestone ladders on both sides. Do not build a ladder on the front or the back face here compared to where you are, because then you have to bust that out and then build your ramp. I made that mistake on one of my Nomad series that I'm doing right now. So the ladders, the zombies love ladders, especially when they're closer to you. They will choose the ladder over the ramp. Unless they spawn out here, then you're going to take the ramp because That's the most direct route to you. But the ladders allow for more opportunities for the zombies to get up to you. And then they funnel on this, tightrope, I guess you could say here. So when you're starting out, just build a column with the ladders, build the pole, build the supports, and the birds or crow's nest, whatever you want to call it. You can use any form of, bars that you like. I just use these bars because, like I said, I know them and they're easy to place. But there are other bars, and these will stop the cops spit, but the cops see you and then they spit. So there are other blocks out there. I just want to make sure I mention that. There are other blocks out there to keep the cops from spitting at you. You can enclose this whole thing in blocks, and the cops won't see you. And then just leave this opening here, so when the cops come up, because they will eventually come up here, they will, start spitting at you. But, everything, logic, throw that out the window when it comes to zombies, because there's all kinds of calculations going on and stuff. But I just put these in here so I could see. All right, now let's get into here. And what I want to do is we're going to advance time to get a Horde, official Horde. Now, you want to test your bases under a Horde condition here. 21, 26, that'll do. Because the difference between just spawning zombies and a Horde Night is Horde Night, they are hunting you. Whereas if you're just spawning the zombies in, they're kind of like, whatever, I guess he's over there. Oh, I'll go get him. So you want to test your base under a Horde Night as well. So we'll make sure we're all repaired here, topped up. I guess, let's see. We'll test or check these here. Now, we haven't seen anything out of the ordinary yet. The Horde Night should showcase some other things. So I'm gonna do the basic repairs here, because they were whacking on these. Because like I said, when you just spawn regular zombies in, they do stupid stuff. They do things that, on a normal day, and we're not looking to test that. We're looking to test a Horde. All right, here we go. Okay, now I used to have a door here and a platform protected out this way, but when I changed the blocks here, it seemed to not work. Wow, that was a splatter there. So, oh yeah, see, I hit that block. Gosh darn it. There we go. Yeah, you gotta be careful, just line up. Once you get your line up, you're good. Notice how Mo is a little taller. So headshots are going to be kind of non-existent for the taller zombies here. But, like I said, once you get the electrical wire, we can do away with this plate block here. So I'm power attacking. Oh, you got to move back a little bit here. There we go. You got to get it right. Ooh, I killed him. Look at that. Now you want to be, obviously, make sure you're repairing. Don't forget about the repairs. That was from me right there. Oh, yeah. Oh, and by the way, I am on warrior mode, or warrior difficulty mode, and 64 zombies. Okay, so now you see that the sledge works pretty well with this, and we already demonstrated the knife. We can do a couple little stabs here. She just fell right down. So what I'm going to do is just kind of repair. I'm going to sit here and just repair the blocks. And you'll see that this base is pretty much an AFK base with just a little bit of repairs here and there. So you can just sit back. Now, you want experience, obviously. You want to get kills. You don't want to just leave the zombies, to their own devices here. But what I want to do is demonstrate the fact that these zombies will not be able to crawl in the bird's nest here and attack me. They're basically been rendered useless. Except for their fists smacking my block here. right, I think you can see the power of this build here. I could just sit here all night, not that I would, and just repair this block right here and make sure that block is topped off. This one here too. So 1, 2, 3. That's it. I mean, literally, this base is just an AFK base. I didn't even know it was gonna work. I just found this block and I'm like, huh. First I tried to plate. They were able to crawl through with just a plate. And then I found this block, which is the one I mentioned here, the cube hole side centered. Once I found that block and the plate together, I basically made an AFK base and didn't even know it. Alright, fun pimps, your move. Alright, well, let's go ahead and end this Horde night here and close it out. Alright, folks, well, that's it. I'm very happy with this base. Who's this now? You're a zombie. I'm very happy with this base. I wasn't expecting it to be this good. I was expecting something to break on it. But yeah, I mean, just these 3 blocks right here in the plate, you've got yourself a, you know, day 7 to day 21 Horde base. And my, I'm planning on doing a 2.0 series as soon as the Nomad series ends. And then, by then, 7 Days to Die will be stable. From what I understand, the mod that I use that gives you the hunger and all that is done. I think Kane, who does Darkness Falls, he's the mod dev for that. He has a bunch of modlets, and it takes this bar here. It's very difficult to see your food and water. This is terrible. They should put it up top here. You know, like the experience bar, purple, fine. But put the green and blue up here so I can see it. Or put it over here or something. I don't know, man. But Kane has one that I've used in the past. Apparently it's been updated now, according to Cap. So I'll be installing that mod. And then I like, I'm not going to do the extended hotbar for the series because I'm not running the Nomad for that. So the new series will be a sledgehammer only, no guns for 2.0. So look forward to that. And this is the base that I'll be using for day, for the Horde bases. Now, I'm not a fan of the storms. I don't think they add anything. It's just a waste of time. The badges are fun, but it's just busy work. I don't think it really adds anything to the game. Yeah, they're fine. Okay, whatever. They're adding things. Yay. But it doesn't really add anything to the actual experience of the game, in my opinion. So I'm not going to do what Cap's doing and max out storms to 500%. Because I want to play the game. I don't want to be bothered with storms and, oh, I got to run into a house and sit and wait for the storm to end. They should have like PPE equipment that you would have to wear in order to get through the storm. So you carry that along with you and then maybe give us a couple extra slots in our inventory too. So if I'm in the Burnt Forest storm, give me a respirator and, some kind of gear that I have to wear. So I have to take off my armor and put new armor on, maybe a little tedious. But that would add to the gameplay, I think, because now we have to deal with the threats in those different environments. Of course, in the Wasteland, we have to have a hazmat suit. So you have to put that on and all your armor comes off and you just have a hazmat suit now. At least you can get through a storm, you can walk around, do things, So I don't think the badges really add anything. I don't think the storms add anything to the game. It's just another pain in the butt to deal with, So that's my opinion on it. But I will be having those features on, of course. Okay, well, thanks for watching. I hope you enjoyed the Horde-based demonstration and the explanation. I hope it helps you in surviving the zombie apocalypse. I'll see you later. Peace out.